Chaitanya Manoj Shapitam Jaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swa Padantikam Vandeham Shiguru Shiyata Padakamalam Shigurum Vaishnavamscham Shri Rupam Sagradatam Sahagana Raganatam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sayatam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devi Shri Radha Krishna Padan Lalita Shri Pashakan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavanishwari Rishabhanu Sutadevi Prananami Hari Priye Vanchakopa Chubasta Kripa Sindhu Padevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Shri Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Very good. Thank you for showing the verse. It's very good. So we're continuing our study of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 6. Tonight's text is 34. Chapter is entitled Creation of the Universal Form. Ete varna swadharmena. You can repeat after me. Yajanti swagarum hari.
Yajanti swagarum harim.
Tradyatma vishuddhartam.
Tradyatma visuddhyartam.
Yajataha saha vrittibi.
Yajata saha vrittibi.
Word for word. Ete, all these. You can repeat. Varna, orders of society.
Varna, orders of society.
Swadharmena,
Swadharmena,
by one's own occupational duties.
by one's own occupational duties.
Yajanti,
Yajanti,
worship. Swaguru,
Swaguru,
with a spiritual master.
with a spiritual master.
Harim,
Harim,
the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Shraddhaya,
Shraddhaya,
with faith and devotion.
with faith and devotion.
With faith and devotion.
Atma,
Atma,
self.
self.
Vishuddhi artam,
Vishuddhi artam,
for purifying.
for purifying.
Yat,
Yat.
from whom?
From whom?
Jataha,
Jata,
born.
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 Saha,
Saha,
along with.
along with.
Along with.
Rittibi,
Vritti,
occupational duty.
occupational
duty.
Translation and purport by ISKCON BBT founder Acharya His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: all these different social divisions are born with their occupational duties and living conditions from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, for unconditional life and self-realization, one has to worship the Supreme Lord under the direction of the Spiritual Master. Actually, someone would like to say the verse out loud.
Hare Krishna, yes, I can.
A little further? Can't see it. Oh, I meant the Sanskrit.
Sorry, you want me to translate the
Yes.
sun?
We
Yeah.
can take turns saying the whole thing.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. All these different social
No, I
divisions.
meant the Sanskrit. The Sanskrit.
Ete
Ete varna swadharme.
Ete varnaha swadharmane yajanti swagurum harim shraddhayatma vishuddhi artham yajatah saha vritibhiha.
Very good. Anyone else? You don't have to, but otherwise we can continue with the purport.
Ite varna swadharmena yajanti swagurum harim Shraddhatma visuddhi artham yajata saha vritubhi.
Very nice.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yate varna swadharmena yajanti swagurum harim shraddhayatma vishuddhya artham yajjata saha vrittibihi. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we'll read the purport. Purport. Since they are born from different parts of the body of the Supreme Lord in his gigantic form, all living entities in all parts of the entire universe are supposed to be eternal servitors of the Supreme Body. Every part of our own body, such as the mouth, hand, thighs, and legs, is meant to render service to the whole. That is their constitutional position. In subhuman life, the living entities are not conscious of this constitutional position. But in the human form of life, they are supposed to know this through the system of the Varnas, the social orders. As above mentioned, the Brahmin is the spiritual master of all the orders of society, and thus Brahminical culture, culminating in the transcendental service of the Lord, is the basic principle for purifying the soul. In conditioned life, the soul is under the impression that he can become the Lord of the universe, and the last point of this misconception is to think oneself the supreme. The foolish, conditioned soul does not take into account that the Supreme cannot be conditioned by Maya or illusion. If the Supreme were to become conditioned by illusion, where would be his supremacy? In that case, Maya or illusion would be the Supreme. Therefore, because the living entities are conditioned, they cannot be supreme. The actual position of the conditioned soul is explained in this verse. All the conditioned souls are impure due to contact with the material energy in three modes of nature. Therefore, it is necessary that they purify themselves under the guidance of the bona fide spiritual master, who not only is a Brahmin by qualification, but must also be a Vaishnava. The only self-purifying process mentioned herein is to worship the Lord under the recognized method, under the guidance of the bona fide spiritual master. That is the natural way of purification, and no other method is recommended as bona fide. The other methods of purification may be helpful to come to this stage of life, but ultimately one has to come to this last point before he attains actual perfection. Bhagavad Gita confirms this truth as follows: Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gyanavan Mam Prapadyante Vasudeva Sabamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. And the text again, all these different social divisions are born with their occupational duties and living conditions from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, for unconditional life and self-realization, one has to worship the Supreme Lord under the direction of the spiritual master. So Srila Prabhupada begins the purport reiterating or repeating the point of the text that since we are born from different parts of the body of the Supreme Lord, we're supposed to be eternal servitors, just like the different parts of our body are subordinate. In subhuman life, the living entities are not conscious of this constitutional position. Srila Prabhupada goes on to say, in the conditioned life, the soul is under the impression that he can become the Lord of the universe. The foolish conditioned soul does not take into account that the Supreme cannot be conditioned by Maya. So this is the basic theme of genuine spirituality, that of supreme spiritual wisdom, that we are tiny parts of Bhagavan, God. We're not supreme. We're not completely in control of everything. And to become conscious of this, to awaken to this understanding, to realize it, and to become free of the different mental contaminations that divert us, may divert us. One needs to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master who will give one the genuine method. And Srila Prabhupada writes here, the only self-purifying process mentioned is to worship the Lord under the recognized method. So this is eternal spiritual teaching coming from Lord Krishna himself, ultimately. Just like in the Bhagavad Gita in the 4th chapter, Lord Krishna explains to Arjuna that I'm explaining this supreme science of bhakti to you because you're my devotee and my friend. The science became lost over time. In the beginning, I explained it to Manu, and then Vivaswan understood it. But in course of time, as things do degrade, deteriorate in this world, so this knowledge deteriorated. So Lord Krishna repeated it to Arjuna. And in different incarnations, different avatars, pure devotees who descend into this material world, this message of bhakti or devotion to God is taught in different ways according to the ability of people to understand. For example, Jesus, you can find in the New Testament of the Bible, he says to his disciples that I would explain more to you, but you don't have the ears to hear it. You don't have the ability. So I'm just explaining as much as you can understand. And also Buddha said the same thing. You can find that I'm explaining, there's more I could teach, but you're not able to understand it. So this explains the different religions in the world, so many different major religions, the Judeo-Christian and the Islamic and Zoroastrian, so many different paths of Hinduism. So according to what people can understand, then the teacher teaches. That's intelligent. But the essence is the same, which is devotion to God, being submissive, humble, being sane, really, just being conscious. It would seem to be a very simple thing, isn't it? That I'm very small and God is great. Allah, Jehovah, Jagannath, Bhagavan, Yogeshwar, Hari. The way we forget things, and you get a toothache, we can hardly do anything, get a earache, cholera, typhoid, bad case of diarrhea. We're so everyone, you look at all these different prime ministers, presidents, Kenya, South Africa, India, America, so many, and then not just all these very powerful fighters, boxers, heavyweight, middleweight, lightweight fighters, so strong. But all of us, isn't it? It just takes some little high fever or some disease or something. We're crippled. So we're definitely not God. We're not supreme. But so then how is it? How is it? I mean, I don't think there's many ordinary people walking around thinking, "Oh, I'm God." But there are some people. There's some spiritual, so-called spiritual philosophies, especially out of India and elsewhere, that say that you're God, I'm God, and people believe it. You can't change their mind. Yes, I'm God. Just it's very magical, isn't it magical? And they're the same person, one very bad wisdom tooth, pain. They can't do anything. Constipation. Can't answer the call of nature. They're ridiculous. So then why? How is it? Why does God let people think such crazy things? A lot of crazy things happen in this world. So many bad things, abusive things. So why? Well, we're on our own. We are responsible. We have free will. We make choices. We are the architects of our own situation of life. God has free will. Just like our Father has free will. He decides what job he's going to work, who he's married to, so many things. There's free will. There's independence to choose. And the children have that too, no? The daughters, the sons. Sometimes the fathers, oh, you work in my business. No, I'm not going to work in your business. So we have individuality. That's just the way it is, which can be hard to accept. That when I look in the mirror, that person in the mirror is completely responsible for everything that's happening in my life. The good things, the bad things, no one else. We can't blame our parents, grandparents, government, can't blame God. Although sometimes we would like to, kind of put the blame on someone else, but no. And we can't fix things unless we do take responsibility. What is that called? It's called the victim. Victim. Oh, my parents did this to me. The government is doing this to me. They're preventing me. And there may be obstacles. But the point is, we have significant free will and we have significant ability to choose what we do and what we don't do. And then we enjoy or suffer the consequence. Who forces someone to rob a bank? All right, I don't have any money. How am I going to feed my family? I'm in so much anxiety. I'm so worried. My parents are sick. They need hospitalization. I'm going to rob a bank, or I'm going to break into this house and steal some valuables. But you just can't. You do that, you end up in jail. And whose fault is that? It's your fault. It's your fault. You can't blame the police, the judge, right? But there are prisoners in jails, some, and they do, right? They're angry. Oh, the police did this. The judge put me here. No, the judge didn't put you there. You put you there, isn't it? Isn't that true? Although that's true, still there can be all this thinking. The judge did it. I'm going to get him when I get out of here. No, you did it. So what's that? That's bad character, right? That's just, it's just bad character. And so we souls, we children of God, we can have bad character. And we rebel. I don't want to think about God. I don't like God. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want to. All these things. So this is disease, and it gets us in trouble, and that's why we're suffering. So that we know this is what Bhagavad Gita teaches, what Lord Krishna teaches, that all of you, my children, I love you so much. I care about you, and you're suffering in so many ways. Birth after birth, death, old age, and disease, janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi, and you're caught up in trying to make this place nice. It'll never be nice. It'll never be perfect. Never. It just can't. Can a beach become nice for a fish? No. A beach is a beach. It's a hot, well, it may get dark out at night, cold, but there's no water. It's just the way the beach is. You have to go back in the water. Yes? So the same with us. There's nothing we can do. Get the perfect job, make enough money, get the right medicine for my pain, get the right husband, wife, this. It's never, never. And sometimes, we get some medicine, the pain goes away, we have enough money to live, and it's a nice day out. It seems like things are going pretty good. But then, something comes up. It always comes up, doesn't it? The car breaks down, the wife has troubles, the children have, the parents, the government. It's just always, and it's a beach. This material world is a hot beach. And so intelligence is to appreciate that I need to go somewhere else. This place, I need to be somewhere else. And that's the spiritual world. In Vaikuntha, or Goloka Vrindavan with Krishna. So this is the beginning of genuine human life. Srila Prabhupada writes here in the purport that subhumans, just like in the Amazon jungle in South America, and I think still in Australia, different parts of the world, there's still, what do they call, primitive tribes, Aboriginal. I think in Borneo or New Guinea, I don't think they still eat humans, but there's so many primitive tribes of people, and so many others who are disconnected from reality. Disconnected. Reality means that there's God, and I'm part of God, just like my hand is part of my arm. I am part of God. And just like my hand is supposed to do what I want, I should do what God wants. That's it. That's the simple understanding of reality. God is great, and I'm very small, and he loves me, and he is full of omniscient, perfect wisdom, and I should follow his advice, follow his direction. I should love him. So that is the beginning of genuine human life. And Srila Prabhupada writes here that we learn this. We want to learn it. First, we're suffering, and we're suffering. We're in difficulty, and we want to know why. And Krishna sends us, gives us an opportunity to hear about him, to awaken bhakti. So near the end of the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, the only self-purifying process is to worship the Lord under the recognized method, under the guidance of the bona fide spiritual master, which is, interestingly, exactly the same thing that Lord Krishna writes in the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Near the end, he writes, well, not near the end, actually. He explains to Arjuna, let's see, here it is. So Lord Krishna, he explains in the 18th chapter the different qualities of the Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Sudras, like this. And then he says, by following his qualities of work, every man can become perfect. Now, please hear from me how this can be done. By worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all-pervading, a man can attain perfection through performing his own work. This is exactly what today's verse says. By worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all-pervading, a man can attain perfection through performing his own work. And there are some details about that, but the basic understanding is that whatever our natural abilities are and qualities and tendencies to not go away from those, but to dedicate them to the service of Krishna. Like some of us have a propensity to manage, some of us have an ability in study or mathematics and research or science, some of us have interest to do business and make money. So we all have different tendencies. So don't change those. Don't change anything. So wonderful, bhakti, that don't, Srila Prabhupada would say, don't change your dress, don't change where you live, don't change anything. Just add devotion to Krishna. And that will make your whole life increasingly bright. Just add that. So, all right. So I'm living. I have a family, or maybe I'm not married. I'm working, or I'm in school, university. So how is going to, if I'm in college, what does that have to do with God? How could it have anything to do with God? What do you think? How could that connect to the service of and devotion to Krishna? What do you think? Anyone? Is it possible?
Yes,
Hello?
Prabhuji, possible.
Yeah.
It is possible, Prabhuji.
What do you think? How? What's the vision? How does it connect? Can
So,
connect.
it's like following the Varnasrama Dharma, obviously, like to going and learning. And if we know what we are good at and learning that and doing the job, as well as when we are in the society, we can also teach the other people how to live. Like when in the social when we go and socialize with other people in the university, for example, or at workplace, wherever we go, we can live as an example, and we can in fact preach them by living as an example. That's all I think, Prabhuji. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, there's not necessarily anything right or wrong. There's all different pieces of the puzzle that, and I think it's assumed that such a person is already feeling devoted to Krishna. They're in school and they're already engaged in their personal sadhana, maybe chanting japa, making offerings to deity, or picture, photo of the deities. Yes, like this already. So they're setting an example. Yeah. Anyone else? Some other expand on that? How we could live, or we could advise someone how to have a vision of devotion to Krishna while they're in university?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Panchali.
Just a comment, it's interesting that Keshav Maharaj is now at university. So you would think that, an elevated devotee like him, what else does he need to learn? So whereas there is the other aspect of, how can I engage other people into Krishna consciousness, or use my skills to serve Krishna and Radharani more. But there is also the other side of what can I learn more from others, because there's also the constant learning of me, understanding Krishna consciousness a bit more. So I agree with what Gayatri Mataji has said as well. So I think there are both sides to it. So how can I use myself to serve Krishna, and also how can I use my mind to gain more about Krishna? So yeah, I don't know if the answer. So Hare Krishna.
Very nice. I will gain some knowledge which can be useful in the service of Krishna. Very good. So in the 9th chapter, we may remember Lord Krishna says, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer and give away, whatever austerity you perform, do that as an offering to me. Manmana baba mad bhakto matidimam namaskuru. Mama evaisha shikantiya atmanam yuktvaivam. That you always think of me, be my devotee, worship me. So that we, first us, we are having some devotion to Krishna. And so then whatever we are instructed, that whatever is useful for our service of remembering Krishna, our main service to Krishna is to always remember him. Manmana bhava mad bhakto, to worship him. So we have some deities at home, photos, or some representation of Krishna in Guru, and we can make offering, fruit, flour, water, food, other foodstuffs, incense, all these things, and bowing down, making namaskar, morning and evening, pay obeisances, japa, we chant Hare Krishna and sing kirtan for Krishna like this. So then I'm doing that. I'm 18, 19. Most likely I will be in some family. Money will be needed. So for my service of remembering Krishna, I'll need a place to live, food, I need money, I need some work. So I'm going to college, and this will facilitate my future, not now, but also in the future, my other devotional activities. So that will help me support a family and myself in the service of Krishna. And I will have more income that I can donate for the service of Krishna. I can offer to Krishna. And if I'm in college, hopefully I can get good position. I don't have to have 2-3 jobs. I'll have more time to think of Krishna and worship Krishna and bow down to Krishna. So my my 4-5 years of college, I can live as a devotee while I'm doing that, and it will facilitate my future life of devotional service. So that's a vision. And then what if we're working? All right, we're working. We're either single or maybe we have family, we're married. So same thing, right? That I'm going to work every day, not just to make money or pay the bills, but the first thing is that I am working for the service of Krishna, which has two parts, which is facilitating my service and my family service daily. And as far as possible, I can make offerings to Krishna and Krishna's devotees of extra money, offer the fruits of my work to Krishna. So then we can be fully engaged. It's not necessary to become, to give it all up. No, we can be completely, it depends on our own enthusiasm and understanding how to think. We can be completely devoted to Krishna in every situation. You see, so beautiful, so easy in principle. Anyone can do it. Just whatever work you like to do, you want to do, that you are doing, do it. But with the intention of it's for the service of Krishna, like this. So isn't that simple? Simple thing. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, everything. Oh, now I'm going to sleep. So in the morning, I can get up and do my sadhana, my service to Krishna. I can do my school, and then we should do it very well. No, I must study very good, get best grades so I can get good job, good money that I can use in the service of Krishna. Yes. Let me get good rest. I need to really sleep good so I can get up and do my work, income, my job, make as much money as possible for the service of Krishna. So in this way, we become the fullest, we have the fullest experience of ourself. They say self-actualization, be the best you can be. So Krishna consciousness actually allows us to completely be the best version of ourselves that we can, with all possible ordinary success. Yes, very, very nice. So then, by serving Krishna, so what do we get? So all right, I'm doing that. So what does Krishna give us? What does Bhagavan give us that helps us to go back to Godhead? What are some major things that by offering service to Krishna, he gives back to us?
Hare Krishna. Intelligence on how to get to him, or intelligence on how to come to him.
He gives what?
The intelligence on how
the
to
intelligence. What's that? What's that verse? Who knows the verse? That by to those who serve me with love and devotion. Does anyone know that verse? What is it?
Give
Hare
them
Krishna.
instructions to come back to me.
Yeah. To those who serve me with love and devotion, I give them the intelligence by which to come to me. Tesham satatam yuktanam, bhajatam priti purvakam, dadami buddhi yogam tam, yenamam upayanti te. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. That for those who dedicate their intelligence to serving me with love, or for us to respect, appreciation, at least, tesham satatam yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Then I give them the intelligence by which to come to me. He will enlighten us from within. And this is how we say that and people use the word caste system, but that's not right. And we should forget about that caste. But there are divisions of society. We all have our different abilities. And when everyone devotes to Krishna, then everyone gets enlightened from within. And this is why, not the only reason, but for those of us who may not be fully engaged in Krishna's service, especially Krishna's missionary work, by our helping those who are, we get the same benefit, or significantly the same benefit. So it's like plugging into an electric socket. I'm busy, I have my 2 kids, I'm working.
Hare Krishna, is it just mine that's frozen?
Hare Krishna, not really, I think.
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Mataji, yeah, I think it's frozen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry about that. I'm back. So we may be very busy with life, but if we can give something, time, energy, ideas, money, to those who are engaged more fully in Krishna service, then we are serving Krishna. So this way, everyone can serve Krishna. It is just a matter of our desire to do it and wanting to do it. And Lord Krishna promises that you live like this, and at the end of this life, you'll come to me. I promise you this because you're my very good friend. Right? Lord Krishna says, I am equal to everyone. Samaham savabhuteshu. But for one who serves me in devotion, I am a friend to him, and he is a friend to me. So very, very nice. Were you Gayatri, were you going to say something?
Oh, sorry, Prabhuji. I think it was on mute. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So this, so Srila Prabhupada points out that one learns this, and the verse mentions that under the direction of a spiritual master, someone who has learned the science of bhakti in the disciplic succession coming from Krishna, and that we get guidance, how to fully awaken our love of Krishna. That's the ultimate goal, to reawaken our complete affection. We love so many people, or at least some people. Hopefully we have someone, our parents, our mom, our dad, children, wife, husband. Sometimes we have pets, different things that we care for and we think about and we love. So same thing, that we reawaken our love for Bhagavan, for Krishna, for the very source of our existence, who's giving everything. The one who's given the parents and the wife and the husband and the children and the pets that we like so much, and all the food and the air that we breathe and everything. Krishna, Bhagavan is providing. How could we, who would not feel a little grateful? Even a criminal, where's the criminal get the ideas, how to avoid getting caught and how to do the crime? And Bhagavan is giving the intelligence, the air to breathe. Yes. So there's so much good reason to feel appreciation for God, for Krishna, and have affection. So I wanted to read along this what we're discussing. So the process of bhakti, this process of bhakti is scientific. Scientific means that it works. You do it, you follow the directions, and it will work. We will gradually awaken to full love of Krishna and go back to the spiritual world, break free from the cycle of birth and death. Just we have to want to do it. That's all. So there's this bhakti. So it is eternal. And just 550 years ago, something, Lord Chaitanya appeared in West Bengal, we know, Navadvip, and he walked. Imagine that. He walked all the way to the tip of South India. Can you imagine that? I have trouble just walking 5 miles. Who walks these days, right? He walked to South India and walked back all the way past West Bengal up into Uttar Pradesh, Vrindavan, just walking and teaching all about Krishna, devotion to Krishna, love of Krishna. So he had 6 main disciples, we know, Sri Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, others. So he met with this Rupa Goswami in Allahabad. I think it was Allahabad. And he gave this God, Krishna, he gave these specific instructions of bhakti that we follow right now. They're given by Lord Chaitanya. So these instructions, the conversations there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the Madhya Lila. Can you open that? Who had the verse? Is that possible? Maybe not. But anyway, so in the Madhya Lila, so there is discussion. And Lord Chaitanya is describing about bhakti, the process. And in this verse, he says, Malihana kare se bija rupana, Shravana kirtana jale kare se chana. When a person receives the seed of devotional service, he should take care of it by becoming a gardener and sowing the seed in his heart. If he waters the seed, gradually by the process of Shravana and Kirtan, hearing and chanting, the seed will begin to sprout. So this is the summary of our bhakti, what we're doing, what we're supposed to be doing. So Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, to live with devotees or to live in a temple means to associate with the Shravan Kirtan process. Sometimes neophyte devotees think they can continue Shravan Kirtan without worshiping the deity, but that is meant for highly developed devotees. However, one should not falsely imitate such devotees and abandon deity worship. This is not possible for neophyte devotees. The word Guru Prasad indicates that the spiritual master is very merciful in bestowing the boon of devotional service upon the disciple. That is the best possible gift the spiritual master has to offer. The Bhakti Lata Bij means the seed of devotional service. Everything has an original cause or seed. For any idea, program, plan, or device, there is first of all the contemplation of the plan, and that is called the bij, or the seed. The methods, rules, and regulations by which one is perfectly trained in devotional service constitute the Bhakti Lata Bij, or the seed of devotional service. So this bhakti process is compared to a plant, which begins with a seed. Maybe some of us have planted fruits or vegetables or flowers. You know, you put the seed and you have to take care of it really good, yes? Not too much sun, just enough sun. Some plants, if they get too much sun, they burn, right? Not enough sun, they don't grow. The water has to be just so. You have to take care of it, right? And then the plant, the seed sprouts. I've grown plants, and you know the seed, it pops up and get a little seedling and it grows like this. And you have to protect it from birds, animals, and insects, right? You have to protect the plant. So bhakti is the lata, it is the plant of devotion. And the devotees and spiritual master, they give us the seed. We get from them the idea, oh, bhakti, and they give us the instructions. Okay, hear about Krishna, japa, avoid the four sins, worship the deity like this. They give us the directions. This is the watering. To hear about Krishna is the watering. So Srila Prabhupada describes that. Let's see. As one waters the Bhakti Lata Bij, the seed sprouts and the creeper gradually grows to the point where it penetrates the walls of this universe and goes beyond the Viraja River, lying between the spiritual world and the material world. It attains Brahmaloka, the Brahmana effulgence, and penetrating through that, it reaches the spiritual sky and the spiritual planet Goloka, Vrindavan. So what we're talking about, Bhakti Lata, is the desire to love Krishna, the desire to know Krishna. And then by hearing about Krishna and Krishna's devotees, that desire grows and gets stronger. And we get more understanding about it. And that desire will take us back to the spiritual world. So Srila Prabhupada writes, a creeper or plant generally takes shelter of a big tree, but the Bhakti Lata, the creeper of devotion, cannot take shelter of any material place. For there is no tree on any material planet that the Bhakti creeper can use for shelter. Devotional service is meant only for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Devotional service is especially meant for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it is beyond this material world. There is a river or causal ocean between the spiritual and material natures, and this river is free from Maya. Therefore, it is called Viraja. For the Jnanis who want to merge into the Brahmana effulgence, there is Brahmaloka. The Bhakti Lata creeper, however, does not take shelter in Brahmaloka. The Bhakti Lata grows until it reaches the spiritual sky where Goloka Vrindavan is located. And then the next verse, being situated in one's heart and being watered by Shravana Kirtan, the Bhakti creeper grows more and more. In this way, it attains to shelter of the desire tree of the lotus feet of Krishna, who is eternally situated in the planet known as Goloka Vrindavan, in the topmost region of the spiritual sky. And Srila Prabhupada writes, Goloka Vrindavan is the highest planet in the spiritual world. In order to go to the spiritual world, after penetrating the covering of the material universe, one must penetrate Brahmaloka, then come to the Goloka Vrindavan planet. There are also other planets in the spiritual world called Vaikuntha planets. And on those planets, Lord Narayan is worshipped with awe and veneration. On these planets, Shantaras is prevalent, and some of the devotees are also connected with Lord Narayan in Dasyaras, the mellow of servitorship. As far as the mellow of fraternity is concerned, in Vaikuntha, this rasa is represented by Gaurava Sakya, or friendship and awe and veneration. The other fraternity rasa, exhibited as Vishrambha, friendship and equality, is found in the Goloka Vrindavan planet. Above that is service to the Lord in Vatsalya Ras, parental love, and above all is the relationship with the Lord in the Madhurya Ras, or conjugal love. These 5 rasas are fully exhibited in the spiritual world in one's loving relationship with Krishna. Therefore, in the spiritual world, the bhakti creeper of devotion finds its resting place at the lotus feet of Krishna. Wow, it's just amazing divine knowledge. Fabulous. All about the spiritual world, planets in the spiritual world, and how we live in the spiritual world in different moods of love. Someone is loving Bhagavan with awe and reverence and service as a servant. Someone else in friendly relationship. Someone else as a parent, like Mother Jashoda or Nanda Maharaj, Vasudeva or Devaki, and then the Madhurya Ras, the gopis, Shrimati Radharani, who are loving Krishna, have affection for Krishna, just as a young girl would have for a handsome man, just mad after Krishna. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared, as we know, in the combined mood of Radha Krishna. And he showed us the example of fully awakened love of Krishna, which is our sane, normal way of thinking. In this material world, it's a crazy place. So many persons are, unfortunately, so many souls are so forgetful, so very forgetful. And then also having a mind which is against God, it's almost like a curse. Because as much as we appreciate and accept Krishna, our life will brighten up, it will become better. So to somehow have a mind that just doesn't like to think about God, it's a curse due to past sins. Very sad. So we are very fortunate to be on the path to have this bhakti lata bij, the seed of desire, and we meet so we can water the seed. And on our own, we should also be listening to reading books and listening lecture to water our desire, to make our desire stronger. And then that desire will bring us all the way to the spiritual world. So we have to protect it. We have to protect that desire. If we associate with people who, they're very addicted to other things, they have other values in life, we can become deviated because we've been in this material world a long time, and there's still some desires in our own mind to stay here. So if we associate too much with people, materialist, we can become very deviated. So Lord Chaitanya specifically instructed that don't have very close, regular relationships with non-devotees. Not that we should have any. We respect and we have love for everyone, but some persons are not suitable to associate with. Everyone is a child of God, but some children they're out there, and we have to be careful. I'll stop here. Any discussion, comments, questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you so much for that a great discourse and really awakening. As you said about Bhakti Lata Bija, that seed that you're given of devotional service and how to to protect it like a cardinal.
Yes.
And prevent creepers from growing around. And it grows into the spiritual world. Wow. All I can say is I really much appreciate for you being a vessel in helping us also grow.
Yes, it is to my benefit. I so much appreciate the opportunity to meet with everyone and to share Krishna Katha. That is our method. Lord Chaitanya has said, isn't it? Yari deki tarakaha Krishna upadesh arma agya hoy Krishna adesh. That I instruct everyone, wherever you go, whoever you see, tell them about Krishna Katha, Bhagavad Gita specifically. And it's good for us because we remember what we're doing and our creeper gets watered. And at the same time, we can instrumentally assist others to water their creeper. So it's double bonus. And Krishna likes that very much as we can help that effort or be engaged ourselves as much as we can. I'm going to put in the chat, it may not be possible, but just so you are aware, I'm having a reading every Sunday afternoon. I think it's I don't know what time it is exactly for you. It may be a little late, but just so you're aware, it's there. I think I did it appear in the chat? It's another Zoom meeting, but you can share that with anyone that you might want to. Any questions or comments? Other? No, Kush, you usually have questions, or maybe you're busy.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. I just was meditating on something like when we say a devotee, then like a non-devotee. So I was getting like slightly irritated when I hear the word non-devotee. Like sometimes devotees in ISKCON, they develop a condescending attitude, like that somebody is a non-devotee or a karmi. So previously, like during one of your email exchange, you told me that anyone who has faith in God is a devotee. So I was just meditating on that, like just today also, and like when you were speaking also, and like so I felt that's a very good point, that like we should never have a condescending attitude towards other, like that they are non-devotees or they are karmis. We should not think like that, because many people have faith in God in other ways. Like some people, they worship Allah, some people worship Jesus or Durga. So they are also devotees, but devotees in ISKCON, they are very special devotees, because the ISKCON is a very high school, like it's a very big school, very reputed school. So they are special devotees, but other people are also devotees. So that's the comment I had. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Yes. And besides being a devotee, everyone is part of Krishna. Mamai Vamsho, Jivaloka, the butcher, the murderer, they're also part of Krishna. Not going to associate with them, and we're going to make sure they don't do their horrible activities, but they're also part of Krishna. So why we should hate them in a completely? No, we should not hate. No. And the thing is, we're humans. We have our egos. I mean, just in everyday life, people put others down so they feel better. It's just a materialistic thing. And sometimes it comes into Krishna consciousness that, well, I'm a ISKCON devotee and those people. And it can often be just, an emotional, neurotic kind of thing so we feel better about ourselves. So yeah, we should be careful about that. We were, maybe right now we are where we are, but where were we last life? Or 15 years ago? I mean, what were we doing? So yeah, no, we should have compassion, not condescending. Respect, yes, respect. This is part of Krishna. And it may be a very capable person. They may not have so much faith in God, but maybe that's worthy of respect. And here's a doctor, here's a lawyer, here's, I don't know, whatever, a good businessman. It's to be respected. Singing ability. Yes. Anything else? The more we are at peace where we are, then there'll be less tendency to criticize others. When we're critical of ourselves, that's when we tend to be critical of others. That's a little secret. If someone is being critical of others, they must feel some criticism of their own self. Either their own mind, or maybe they're hearing in their mind the voice of their mother or father or someone, you're bad, you're horrible. And so it just comes out towards other people. Yes. And this is, if we are at peace with our own, with who we are, then we can be at peace with anyone. It doesn't matter what religion they have or what faith they have. You know, that's their business. That's between them and God. But I don't have to say anything about it. But if we don't feel secure in our own faith, then we tend to get a little overprotective, and we criticize others just to protect ourselves. Oh, what I'm doing is the best thing. But when we have more real confidence, yes, what I'm doing is the best thing for me, and it is the best thing, and we really believe that, then we don't feel threatened by others, by other people's beliefs and faiths. It's a little secret why the mind works like that. It must be that I'm not feeling secure in my own faith. I have to put down other people's faith so I'm the best. Interesting. Anything else? Otherwise, we can end.
Yes. If there's no any other comment or question, I can request into Samataji to end the question for us today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for this beautiful class. And I find that over and over the concept of service is being repeated. And I think that maybe if we don't take anything from this class, that's the one thing we should take. We should always do whatever we do in service to Krishna. In glorification of all the assembled devotees and His Grace Dina Sharana Prabhuji, let's all unmute and do one round of the Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Rama Rama,
Ram,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Vanchakalpayabhyascha,
Kripa
Sindhubhya-eva
Patitana
Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Pavan.
Namo.
Well, let's have another good week cultivating our bhakti lata, our little plant of devotion. Be happy. Thank you so much.
Srila
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Srila
jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
His Grace Dina Sharana Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Bol.
Krishna. Thank you.